Being told your brother has cancer is probably one of the worst things you could hear. But as an 11-year-old, not really knowing what my family had been faced with, Candlelighters really helped me to understand what would be going on. This evening, I'd like to give you a different perspective on my family's story, from a sibling's point of view. But first, let me tell you a little bit about my brother. When he was 9, George suffered from what we thought were severe migraines and sickness. A few weeks later, he was diagnosed with a medulloblastoma brain tumour in the cerebellum, which is at the back of the brain. He went through 6 weeks of radiotherapy treatment, having to go to hospital every day, and 48 weeks of chemotherapy. He is now 13 and is recovering from cancer. He has taken on a lot of fundraising himself, including the Wetherby Fun Run. He's a massive inspiration to me, recently carrying the Olympic torch in Wetherby, and tomorrow we'll be receiving a Radio 1 Hero Award live from Wembley. As a sibling, it's perhaps harder than some of you may imagine. Hearing the whispers of the other school children about your own brother or sister, while they themselves are lying in hospital, and the rumours about what had happened to them. Even though you know what had happened, you really begin to question what would happen in the future, and their whispers really made my mind restless. Of course, this led to my studies becoming difficult and getting behind at school, which some teachers really didn't understand. The normal playground way of life somehow became mixed up. My school did its best to try and make things normal for me, but it just never really felt the same warm school as I was used to, because I just wanted to be at my brother's side. Many of my friends didn't really know what to say to me, which made me feel socially awkward as people began to drift away, as they could also feel my emotions going crazy due to all the late nights and the moments you just wish you could do something, but you couldn't. Another thing that became more common is that I was referred to as George's sister, or the girl whose brother's got cancer, which really made me feel as if I were the other sibling, and perhaps inferior, even though I knew I wasn't. I just wanted to be my own person, and not known as anything else apart from my own name. At first, I really didn't know what was going on, and I was told George had a lump in his brain that wasn't supposed to be there. But at the time, I was so young I didn't associate this with cancer. It was only when my dad was on the phone to someone, and I heard him tell someone it was a brain tumour. The words brain tumour were going around in my head for hours and hours. It was only then I realised how severe things were, and how ill my little brother really was. The weeks and weeks of treatment seemed to go on, and it really was hard to see my brother as the playful boy I always known him as. As time went by, life had got more and more hectic, with George going into hospital every day. I always felt like I was the other sibling, and little did I realise how much I would help George get through his treatment, and how much he would inspire me to do everything I'd ever dreamed of. Sometimes now, I look back on those times and wonder how I stayed so strong. But I always know in my heart it was seeing George get better that kept a smile on my face. Candlelighters gave me huge support and confidence to get back into normal life and begin to see the brighter side of things. One of the things that helped me the most was the sibling group, where a few other brothers and sisters going through similar things to me could talk and take their mind off things, to set our minds at ease for just a few hours. It really helped to know that there were other people out there feeling exactly how I was feeling, and that I was never alone in the situation. I still talk to some of the people that I met there, and because our siblings were all in different stages of treatment, it was good to be able to speak to people who knew what was to come and what I'd be going through. It gave me the confidence to speak to people about what was happening. And I know that Candlelighters have many plans to continue these groups. They have now decided also to organise outward bound holidays for the siblings so they can get away, just for a few days, and forget all the troubles. There will also be leaders there, such as myself, who have already gone through everything, to give advice to people who are worried or just want someone to talk to about it. Candlelighters were also a huge help by making the hospital seem more like home, a less scary place for us. It helped me and my brother not to be so terrified of what was to come, and to feel if there was a bright future for us, and he would be okay in the end. Candlelighters gave us a light at the end of the tunnel, and a reason to look forward. Me and my brother expected things to be really hard in hospital, but Candlelighters organised for people to come in and entertain the children in the ward, to take their minds off things, off all the treatment they were having. They made our cancer story so much less scary, and a lot happier than it could have been. I'd like to thank everyone involved with Candlelighters for helping me get through the tough time. They've given me so much support over the horrible times, and tonight I ask you please to give or do whatever you can to help this wonderful charity and all the incredible things it has done for many families who are coping with a child suffering from cancer. It really does make a difference.